Hey folks, welcome to Brick City. I have had a rather large gap in videos and not so much time being able to get building, but currently this is where we're at. I have settled on these placements for all the main buildings and the roads. The exposed OSB board is of course where the water will be. I have started on it. I've actually done quite a lot and I'll show you later. It is a much bigger canal section than I had before, so a big job, and it won't really be a canal anymore at this area because there will only be walls on one side. So I'm making it a sort of seafront instead, and the canal will be on the other area. This is my test piece, which I've built to just measure it all and decide on the look. Having one long street I think works really well, but on the other side I think it needs to be moved a bit. I have this gap behind. It'll make more sense to push these buildings right back and have the road 6 studs further back as well, and then I can have more of a sort of harbour side here. I'm going to position this bridge over the canal and rework the city square a bit too. All this stuff is just placed here from the old city, so the roads have these edges still. I really need to get on and do it properly. But before I do any of that, I will need to sort out the height issue. I don't use Mills plates, way too parts intensive and expensive. I have a much better and cheaper option. I use foam board, and I will go into this shortly, although I have done a very popular video on this before, so I won't dwell on it, but it'll be good to show you briefly how it's done. Now, a bit of a diversion, I have had a mad 2 months recently. I've had 3 LEGO shows where I was displaying, so I was building stuff for the shows, and my time off was spent at the shows, but I also had a bit of an epic trip down to Heathrow in London where I was dropping off family. But I went to the Milton Keynes LEGO store on the way down. It was really good. I never buy sets at LEGO stores, I only go for the pick-a-brick wall, and I got 4 boxes there. Usually you find that most of the stores kind of have similar stuff, and that's just how the orders work from LEGO, but there's enough variety to make it worthwhile visiting other stores. On my way back from the airport, I stopped at St Albans to go to Brick Traders, a wee independent LEGO shop. Loads of retired sets, it was fantastic. I got a few good things there. But my next stop was Sheffield. The LEGO store is in a big mall. I got another 4 boxes from the pick-a-brick there, then back on the road up to Leeds. I went to the LEGO store there. It was one of my worst experiences at a store. The pick-a-brick wall had quite a few empty drawers, lots of parts mixed up. It was actually a bit dirty too, obviously from kids with manky hands. Anyway, it is what it is. I still got a few boxes there as well. 2 weeks later, I went back down to Heathrow to collect them, and I stopped at the Birmingham LEGO store. It's one of the biggest in the UK and stocks pretty much everything, and I had a great time there. Ended up chatting with some fellow AFOLs who were also getting parts, and the part selection was really good. Crucially though, I was able to get a load of these 4x6 blue plates. I got tons of them, and this is what I actually needed to finish my canals in the city. Most stores also had masonry bricks and dark grey and olive green, which was what I really wanted, so I got a load of 1x2s. It's a bit boring going on about buying stuff from LEGO store, I get that, but I have essentially been on pause for building more stuff in my city until I could get these parts, and I needed to get the time to do the things like the foam board and start building the harbour sections. These journeys there and back took up a lot of my days off. I also had a lot of work just in general to do in this month, so April I just couldn't do anything. It was so frustrating. I then got building the week after I got back, but I got really ill. It was so bad, I was off work for 6 days. I lost my voice. Even when I was feeling better, I still couldn't talk, so couldn't even do YouTube videos, which was kind of funny for my family for a while, considering how much I talk normally. So it's been very frustrating. Anyway, back to the city. I have all this foam board here from the old city, which I can use again. Now this is the perfect stuff. It's 5mm, so the exact height you need to get it flush. But what is it that I'm actually talking about? Now what's the problem we're trying to address with this? Well, I have base plates all over my city, which stuff sits on top. My modulars aren't on Mills plates, I have them on regular base plates. My roads are tiles on top of plates, and the curbs are 1 brick high with a tile on top. I also use the standard road plates from Lego, which are the same height. So to have a nice flush look where the pavement or the sidewalk matches the curbside would be extremely parts intensive, and using Mills plates, if I were to use Lego, it's going to cost a fortune. But if you use 5mm foam board like this and sit your modular, which is on a base plate on top, then voila! It's the perfect height, problem solved, and the foam board is strong enough as well. For my sidewalks, I use light grey, but I use dark grey for the edge. I also add these drains by putting a grill piece with a tile over it, and they're just spaced out every 3 blocks or so. If you want a more detailed look at it, check out this video. For just £12 or around $9, I bought enough foam board to do the entire city, that's 7 by 4 foot. And in the process, I saved myself a fortune in parts. I started on another water section, and I have these 16 by 32 stud blue base plates from AliExpress, which I used previously. They're really cheap, and I'm measuring the space, and I will start finishing this bit soon. But I then got sidetracked again, building this droid display. This is my current collection of Star Wars droids. I'm mostly collecting astromechs. Not that many really, but I have been working on a display for this recently for a show, and again, another reason why I haven't got as much progress in this city as I'd like, because I keep getting distracted. But you know, I quite like this though, it's worked out nicely. So I'm moving these buildings now. I will need to redo these curbs and decide on what sort of harbour scene I want to do. This is a really good cross section actually, which shows just how good the foam board marries up to the curbs and roads with the modulars on top. It looks great. And like I said, it's super cheap and effective. I started doing these curbs too, and I moved the road. I ran out of cut foam board, so I had to dig out the Stanley knife quickly to cut some more. Dead simple, really easy to do. Went back to this side, filled in the foam board, redid all the curbs and drains, just a few missing tiles which I'll need to get from the parts room, and it looks really good. This corner will need reworking with the cobbled roads. I redid the curbs here. Nice to just have everything looking flush and proper. Still need to do the end of the red canal house and get all the street lights put in again. I think I might put a tunnel at the end of the waterway here and make a scene with a boat. Next on my agenda is making progress on the water. It is a bit time consuming, especially as I have to take the tiles of previous sections and reapply it. I'll need to get a lot more transclears tiles as well. This 32 base plate will sit here, but I'll need more like this. It's going to look really pleasant when finished. Now this bit is fully done with foam board. I extended the road. I need to build more cobbled sections still at the back there, but it's looking good. And I have those 2 base plates there to start work on for the harbour area. I think once this is underway, the city will really start to take shape. Thanks for bearing with me. I hope now to finally get back to doing more on the city. Got lots of work to do. I'm really looking forward to getting that harbour sorted. My other side project is a new version of Midtown New York in micro scale. Can't wait to show you that when it's done. Very untidy in the parts room. It's always a bit of a jumble. I'm sure you're the same. I also have a lengthy video covering Edinburgh and all the amazing mocks that were there. So thank you so much for joining me today. Feels good to get some progress done on the city. Can't wait to do more, and I'll see you next time.